Child marriage is the social evil that has a life changing impact on a child, and sadly, we are still a prey to this evil. A marriage must be a sacred union between mature individuals and not an illogical institution which compromises with the future of our children. Despite the enforcement of Child Marriage Restraint Act in 1930, child marriage continues to be a prevalent practice in many parts of India. According to the National Family Health Survey 2019-21, underage marriage accounted for 23.3% of marriages. Moreover, a March 2021 report of the UN Children's Fund, UNICEF pointed that around 10 million girls are at risk of child marriage over the next decade. Among the many reasons behind prevalence of child marriage, one reason is increasing rate of crimes against women observed over the last 5 years. While several activists have expressed skepticism regarding the decline in child marriage, but owing to the stats and increased number of police complaints filed recently, we simply cannot call off the problem. Efforts are on to draw in more partners in the drive against child marriage. Government keeps launching programs for the same, and once the strategies start to bear fruit, we are sure to fight this evil off.
Here are 4 government schemes for the welfare of girl child in India. First, Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana. The Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana (SSY) was launched in 2015 in order to promote the welfare of girl child. It encourages parents to invest and build funds for the future studies instead of only marriage expenses of the girl children. Second, the government has enacted the Prohibition of Child Marriage Act (PCMA) 2006 for prohibition of the solemnization of child marriages. Third, government has appointed for a whole state officers to be known as the Child Marriage Prohibition Officers (CMPO), having jurisdiction over the areas where rules are not given much attention. Fourth, the Ministry of Women and Child Development implements the Beti Bachao Beti Padhao scheme, wherein women in society at large are made aware about the gender equality and ill effects of child marriages. In addition, the central government also undertakes awareness drives, media campaigns, and outreach programs and issues advisories to the states and UTs from time to time to highlight the various issues about this evil practice.
The first and foremost measure is to raise the employment avenues in rural as well as urban areas. Generally, in rural areas, there is disguised unemployment. So, efforts should be made to migrate unemployed persons from rural side to urban side. This step can check the population growth. There is still discrimination to the women. They are confined to 4 walls of the house. They are still confined to rearing and bearing of children. So women should be given opportunities to develop socially and economically. They should be given incentive to give services in different fields as they are taking active part in competitive exams. As a result, their number in teaching, medical and banking etc. is increasing rapidly. Free education should be given to them. The spread of education changes the outlook of people. The educated men prefer to delay marriage and adopt small family norms. Educated women are health conscious and avoid frequent pregnancies and thus help in lowering birth rate. Some parents do not have any child, despite costly medical treatment. It is advisable that they should adopt orphan children. It will be beneficial to orphan children and no children couples. Social outlook of the people should undergo a change. Marriage should no longer be considered a social binding. Issueless women should not be looked down upon. It is on record that people in urban areas have low birth rate than those living in rural areas. Urbanization should therefore be encouraged.
One of the major problems the world is facing is the problem of exponential growth of the population. With the world population hitting the 8 billion mark on 15th November 2022 and India being the second most populous nation of the world contributes to the number by 1.38 billion, which is about 17.3% of the total world population, imposes a severe threat to the future. There is a net annual increase of 16 million in Indian population. Uttar Pradesh is the most populous state in India with the estimated population of 228.9 million, followed by Bihar and Maharashtra. Some experts are of the view that high fertility rate and moderate death rate are the key reasons for the increased number, while the others blame illiteracy and poverty. With more couples entering the reproductive span than leaving it, by the end of the decade, India may become the world's most populous nation. But with the awareness programs and viable policies to put a check on the same, the future of the Indian population growth curve becomes difficult to predict. It may stabilize and become sigmoid when birth and death rates are balanced, or may decline rapidly to form J-shaped growth curve, which would be disastrous.
First, Mission Parivar Vikas. The government has launched Mission Parivar Vikas for substantially increasing access to contraceptives and family planning services in 146 high fertility districts with total fertility rate of 3 and above in 7 high focus states. These districts are from the states of Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, and Assam that itself constitutes 44% of the country's population. Second, 360-degree media campaign. The first phase of the campaign was launched in 2016 and the present second phase comprising TV commercials, posters and hoardings, year-long radio shows and a dedicated website on family planning was launched in 2017. Third, National Family Planning Indemnity Scheme, under which clients are insured in the eventualities of death, complication and failure following sterilization. Fourth, Compensation Scheme for Sterilization Acceptors. Under the scheme, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare provides compensation for loss of wages to the beneficiary and also to the service provider for conducting sterilization. Fifth, Redesigned contraceptive packaging. The packaging for condoms, OCPs and ECPs has now been improved and redesigned so as to increase the demand for these commodities. Sixth, Scheme from the provision of pregnancy testing kits in the drug kits of accredited social health activists for the use in communities. Seventh, Family Planning Logistic Management and Information System, a dedicated software to ensure smooth forecasting, procurement and distribution of family planning commodities across all the levels of health facilities.
Ending child marriage is no small task, but many small actions can create big change. We don't have to stand by and accept practices that hurt children and communities. Instead, here are various actions we all can take. Report any child marriage happening around you to the proper authorities. Educate your friends, family, and community about why child marriage is harmful. Promise to never be a part of any event that promotes child marriage. Empower girls with information, skills, and support networks. Provide economic support and incentives to girls and their families. Enhance girls' access to a high-quality education. Encourage supportive laws and policies.